ask our director ma'am a few questions about how our school dealt with all these pandemic problems and her opinions about the NEP.
So ma'am, my first question for you is that the pandemic has disrupted many lives and jobs globally, but it has also forced us to explore different and novel ways that we have been doing for so long. So ma'am, what do you believe were some positive aspects of these changes like online platform of education?
Yes, my dear children, definitely COVID has played havoc in our lives. It has brought many challenging situations to us, but then those people who can convert challenges into opportunities are the winners, are the people who are successful in life. And that is precisely what we have done in our school, in Sagar Public Schools. You just now said about online classes. We had people, we had children, we had parents who were extremely apprehensive. They had a whole lot of anxieties. There was a total lack of social contact. There was a total lack of emotional connect with your teachers. But in spite of all this, somehow we have succeeded. I wouldn't say we have managed. I would say we have succeeded to do pretty well on our online classes. This is, happens when there's a small saying, the tough get going when the going gets tough, right? So you have to equip yourselves with the new things which would enable you to deal with these challenges. And that is that has been done precisely in our school. So looking into the online classes, we had to brush up all the tools that could be used to teach. Technology was a big concern because up till now the classes were all in the classroom and the teacher was using Tata Edge, of course, but that was the bare minimum. So everybody, whether it was the teachers or whether it were the students or whether they were the parents, everybody had to equip themselves with a lot of new technological knowledge. Now the thing is that yes, it was difficult initially because we were actually thrown into it, right? We did not get any time to prepare ourselves. There was absolutely no preparedness. Suddenly we came to know that from tomorrow it's going to be lockdown. From day after tomorrow your classes start. So do whatever best you can. But then I think we have done a wonderful job. And the students, if they have lost a few abilities, they have gained many abilities. I've seen that the children, after taking up these online classes, have become, much more fluent in speaking English because they are conversing a lot with the teachers on online classes, whereas the writing skills have gone down, right? They have gained a lot of confidence because, they are interacting with the children, with their peer group, with the teachers, and sometimes, the parents are also there in the classes. They have definitely gained on confidence. But on the other hand, I see that somewhere their thinking skills have gone down. So as with everything in life, there are the good and the bad. So that's how we dealt with it. But I feel that, online classes are here to stay. In future, probably, we are going to have blended learning, where we have our regular classroom teaching also in school, but a little bit of help classes, extra classes, remediation classes can be held online also. So this is one thing which has come in a big way, and I'm sure it's going to, bring a complete change in the education system. Also about flipped learning, I've also realized that this term flipped learning was not, very well understood by us. But now we have understood that by giving, assignments to the children before we start the next chapter, when they read and prepare and come to the class and help in actual classroom transaction, that makes the concepts clear for the children because they've done a little bit of homework, that is pre-reading, then they do actual reading in the online classes, and then there is post-reading. So somewhere we have gained, and I think most of it we have gained. Yes, the interpersonal relationships, the interpersonal connect, which was lacking, I think that can be taken care of as soon as the children are back in school. Parents may have struggled a little bit because they had so many other issues to handle apart from their wards education, and as you said, there could have been people who were anxious because of their jobs, etc., etc. And then even parents were not so equipped to participate and take up these online classes. There could be a dearth of the infrastructure at home, whether there was a Wi-Fi connection or whether there was a laptop or all these things. So these things had to be taken care of. But I think at the end of the day, I am extremely glad that we have handled the entire situation very satisfactorily, and we have sailed through the storm very competently and very bravely. So I'm sure COVID is not as bad as it is taken up to be. Yes.
So coming down to NEP, I would like to ask about that language policy we have, that up till 5th grade the children will be taught in their mother tongue. So is that a good thing, or are there any drawbacks? I would like you to comment on that.
I would like to tell you about this mother tongue business. The thing is that a child should learn comfortably. A child should not have any learning gaps. Now when we are talking about this mother tongue, let us not forget that education is for the entire country. Right? We are in urban cities. There are children who are studying in rural areas, in remote areas, tribal areas as well. Now if you talk about villages and if you talk about these remote destinations and these tribal areas, definitely teaching them through English would be a big challenge.
Yes.
Isn't it? So where there is absolutely no exposure, where they don't get good teachers to teach in any other language but their own mother tongue, this particular thing is definitely valid in those areas. But when we come to the cosmopolitan cities or when we come to the urban cities, we know that English is no more a foreign language now. It is a very, very normal mode of communication. Everybody is talking in English around us, whether it is in school or whether you are out in the market or whether you go to the post office or to the bank or anywhere. So for us that mother tongue thing is not valid. For us, we feel that both Hindi and English, if the children learn it well, they will be able to transact all subjects very effectively in these two languages. So yes, mother tongue is essential at places where the children do not have exposure to any other language. But as far as we are concerned, and since we are running an English medium school, a child of 2.5 or 3 years old who's coming in nursery is coming and getting that kind of environment. Because to nurture a child, the most important factor is environment. What kind of environment you create for the learning to happen. So when children come in such an environment where they see everything in English, whether it is the textbooks or anything written on the notice boards or anything put up, your quotations, this, that, the entire exposure to the child is of English. Therefore, that child will definitely not find any difficulty in having all his subjects being taught in English and the child getting very strong foundation right from the beginning.
Yes, because that's beneficial on the international level.
Yes,
You're
yes,
not
because
restricted.
you just cannot negate the importance and value of English,
Yes.
right? We know these days the world has no boundaries. We all are in a global village.
Yes.
So we are going to move from India to X, Y, Z countries where English is required, is necessary. You need to have that language and you need to have a very strong command over that language. So when we want our children to be the players at every level, to do a good job in any country, and as such also the Indians have a lot of other qualities with them to survive in other countries, because basically it is our resilience, it is our tolerance, it is our patience, it is our very, very hard working attitude and being extremely good learners. So these are the 5 things which take Indians to the top wherever they go, and you have plenty of examples.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
So ma'am, my next question for you is that what are in your opinion some positive and much awaited changes brought by the NEP.
Alright. Now let me start with a very positive note, and that is that if NEP has offered 20 things to be brought about, the changes to be brought about in school education, out of those 20, 10 Sagar Public School is already doing.
Yeah, we
Yes,
agree.
ma'am.
Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are already ahead of times. We are already ahead of others. But then the thing is that whatever we are not doing are such welcome changes. Our new education policy tells us about such wonderful things that can change the complete education scenario. And I am extremely positive that once these things come from documentation to practical application, there is going to be a vast difference in our approach towards education. It talks about multilingual approach to teaching. It talks about inclusive education. It talks about learning-centric education. Now, this thing we have to understand that, when we were students, our entire classroom environment was totally teacher-centric. Right? The teacher used to speak and we used to sit and listen and understand whatever we could, ask a few questions here and there, but the teacher used to talk 90% and the students 10%.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when our children got their education, it became learner-centric. That was that the students got equal importance as teacher. So that conversation probably did not become 50-50%, but it did become 70-30%.
Yes, ma'am.
But now, when you people are in the classrooms, the things have altered and NEP will alter it further. So our children who are probably in 3rd and 4th are going to have learning-centric approach. Now, learning-centric approach means that the teacher is teaching. That was the first teacher-centric. The learner is learning. That is the second approach. But have all 40 students in the class understood, learned and imbibed the concepts taught or not. So when we make it learning centric, learning becomes important, not teaching.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I have taught you very well. I have done my duty. I have taken up my responsibility and delivered the goods. But how much have you learned?
Yeah.
How much the learning has happened with those 40 children in the class? That is important. My doing the job is not important, is not complete till the receiver has received everything that I was giving. So this learning-centric approach is definitely going to make a big difference in raising the intellectual level of our children. It's really going to help. It's actually going to help. And there are so many other things which need to change. Like they have brought about art integration. Now for us, art and craft was always drawing and painting, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we know art education as something which can be incorporated in other subjects, in other disciplines, and through art you teach mathematics, through art you teach social science? That had never, we've never thought about this kind of thing happening, but this has been done by NEP. And now this year itself, why talk about future? This year itself you people have prepared all your projects on art integration in all the subjects, and not you. It is from class 1 to class 12 that they have prepared, and such wonderful projects they have made. The other thing they have done is that they have given every state 2 states to know.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We got money for it.
Yes, and there were 2 states,
I remember.
Manipur and Tripura, I think.
Okay.
So, when Madhya Pradesh has to do, students of Madhya Pradesh have to do a lot of research work on these 2 states. We will be fully equipped about all that goes in that state. Whether it is their art, whether it is their culture, their food habits, their dresses, their folk dances, everything. Right? So, next year probably they are going to assign 2 more states to us. Then, this is a form of national integration as well.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We get to know about other states also, what is happening around us, right? So that is how NEP is going to help. Lots of good things that can happen with NEP. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And My question is that it's a really ambitious policy, we all agree on that, but it's India and we are not, many people are not educated or literate, so how long do you think it will take to finally accept and adopt this policy?
I don't agree with you as far as this thing is concerned, that India is a little laid back country. Not at all. You cannot compete with Indians come what may. Educated or uneducated. We are extremely well equipped mentally, physically, emotionally and spiritually.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I agree on that.
And that makes all the difference. But what you're trying to say is that there could be certain areas, certain sectors where these policies would be a little tough to implement. Right?
Exactly.
See, implementation is even easier. Executing things is easier, but making it effective is very difficult. Effective implementation. You know, you do certain things just for the heck of it. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these things have to be done. You do those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. But are they bringing about some results? Some positive results?
Are we accepting it?
Are we accepting them wholeheartedly? Not because they are imposed on us. But are we internalizing those policies? Are we trying to make a difference in the lives of our students? Are we trying to make a difference in the entire educational scenario? That is what is important. And I'm sure, by and by, with a little bit of training, of course, training is very, very important. Training was extremely important when COVID came in.
Yes.
And everybody had to be trained for certain new things. The same way, guidance, training, counseling, all these things are going to be required in a big way to implement NEP also. But once everybody knows how to do it and once everybody realizes that it is for the good, then definitely everybody is going to implement it in the most effective manner. I'm very, very hopeful for that.
Yes, really.
So ma'am, our final question for you is, ma'am, what is your message for the leaders, ma'am, so that it will motivate them for, ma'am, this scenario as they aren't prepared to come to school again. So ma'am, what is your message?
Everybody has to come to school. That goes without saying, I don't have to say. If we feel that, we need to do a good job of our education, we need to come back to school. Because come what may, whatever good the online classes may be, a computer or a laptop can never replace a live teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
All of us agree to that. That physical contact, that eye contact, that little bit of touch, shabashi, everything works. It works wonders with the students. So everybody needs to come back to school. The better equipped we are with the safety measures, if we take full precautions, I don't think there is any reason to be afraid of. And this fear of COVID has to go from our mind. We need to understand that we have to take care of ourselves. Now nobody else is going to take care of us. If we have to take care of ourselves, if we can go to the malls and if we can go to the cinema halls and if we can go to the hotels, then why can't we come to schools? I think this school offers you a much more neat, clean environment.
Yes.
With taking full precautions of everything, whether it was mask or whether it is social distancing or whether it is sanitization, everything is taken very good care of. So school, we have to come back. As far as your message is concerned, I would just like to tell my dear children that think a lot, express a lot, be critical at times of things, ask lots of questions and ask questions which sometimes even teachers find hard to respond.
Yeah.
So that's how you are going to upgrade yourself. That's how the teachers are going to equip themselves with everything that needs to be given to the students. And we want that our children, and it's been happening for last 20 years. Sagar Public School is 20 years old. It has been happening for last 20 years that we have been giving our best to the children. We follow the policy of child is supreme to the hilt. We also ensure that our school is a happy school. where children
Yes.
love coming to school.
We-
And when it is a happy school and when children love coming to school, I'm sure, COVID or no COVID, they're not going to stay back home anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We ran from home to come to school.
Exactly, exactly. That's how it is. And it's not only for students, it's the same for the teachers also. We are also very, very keen to welcome you back to school.
Thank you, ma'am.
All
Ma'am,
the
that
best.
was a wonderful ideology. So, ma'am, it was so wonderful to talking to you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
It was wonderful interacting with you all.
Thank you.
Lovely children. Thank you so much. God bless. All the best.